5 ways to make this year your biggest year in business ever. In this video, we're going to go super practical here. 5 different things that you can do. In fact, we're even going in depth into each of them to massively increase your lead flow, the amount of clients that you bring on, the revenue and profitability of your coaching business. But we're even going to look at it from a standpoint of fulfillment and happiness as well. I've never been of that type of mindset that thinks that every single coach out there should be working around the clock every single day of the week, early mornings, late nights, and things of that nature. Even in my own coaching business with over 220 active clients at the moment, I spend the majority of my afternoons and evenings with my wife and my son, and the majority of my weekends in that position as well. And that is all done through using the right strategies in the right way, using the right leverage strategies as well inside your coaching business to make sure that your time is well spent. The time that you invest into your coaching business has great ROI on the other side, and then you get to pick and choose your hours, your intentional actions that you take, and being hyper intentional about your time outside of the business also. So let's dive in. 5 ways to make this year your biggest year in business ever. Number 1 is to remove the fluff, and that comes across everything within your business, and potentially to some extent you could say outside of the business also. So we're looking at products, we're looking at strategies, we're looking at team members, we're looking at people and things outside of the business. Also, if you want to be able to streamline your way to incredible revenue, predictable revenue inside your coaching business this year, then you need to be able to remove all the things that are not time well spent. So, for instance, if we were to look at products, a lot of coaches have a really wide product suite. I am not the type of coach that thinks that all coaches should only have one product. I actually think having 2 or 3 products is actually advantageous, especially if they're well positioned as downsells if the core product is just way outside of affordability for the person that you're speaking to. The thing that most people don't know about multiple products is that the second and third product, nobody even needs to know exists. So that whole argument of it takes away attention from the core product, it's not the case whatsoever. You don't even need to talk about it. It can literally be used as a downsell on sales calls, DM conversations, and things of that nature. So don't worry about that. However, a lot of coaches have multiple products that don't really sell very well, that they're almost keeping alive for 5 or 6 people who are within it at any given time, and they have to come up with new strategies and push for it and launch them and even maintain and deliver to the people who are very rarely within them. And very often these are products that aren't even the most premium product that that coach has. So one of the first things I'm going to suggest that you do here for removing the fluff is look at your product suite and ask yourself, are you holding on to anything for a very silly or small reason? Like, for instance, you've got 3 people inside some random product that you have, and you're keeping it alive because you have those 3 clients, and possibly because they pay a monthly fee and you don't want to lose that revenue. How quickly could you replace that revenue if all of the time and energy and effort that goes into maintaining that product and delivery for that product and all of those things was replaced by focusing on the core product instead? Or indeed, maybe all 3 of those clients would move into the core product when you told them that you were discontinuing, but because they were a client already, that you're going to do a special for them to upgrade into the core product. There's many things you can do with your product suite to remove the fluff, but you want to look at where time is being poorly spent, where there's not a lot of revenue, and many other aspects of whether this has any impact on happiness, fulfillment, revenue, or profitability. And if it's a no, then remove that product and full focus into the products that are ticking those boxes instead. When we come to strategies, very often it's not just the fact that most coaches are spreading themselves way too thin, which is a complete reality. Most coaches who are earning less than coaches that are earning more are doing significantly more strategies than the coaches who are earning more revenue and profitability into their coaching business. The majority of coaches that we work with who are hitting 6, multi-6 or 7+ figures in their coaching business are typically doing less than the coaches who are earning below 10K a month. The coaches that are earning below 10K a month, especially before they join us and when they come in, they tend to have a million different things happening at any given time, and they're changing on a week-to-week and a month-to-month basis. If you want to have great strategies in your coaching business, you need to be able to look at everything that you've done over the last 12 months and identify the things that actually brought in clients. If they did not bring in clients, then you're probably going to, unless it was a very, very small test, you're going to want to remove them completely and say, hey, that wasn't time poorly spent but it was time in which we ran an experiment and we found out that that is not a strategy that's going to suit well for my demographic, my price point, my business, etc. By doing this, you're going to end up with a whole bunch of strategies left, and I say a whole bunch, probably a small handful of strategies left that are proven, that have actually generated clients for your business that you can focus upon. And you can ask yourself, how can I get more people through this? Or how can I do this more frequently? Either one, the other, or both together allows you to scale quickly, knowing that this is already a working strategy, but we're just going to start to fill it with opportunity going through the roof. The third one there for step one of removing the fluff was to look at the team. And the team, it doesn't have to be like people that are really, really close to you. Sometimes it's like a VA, sometimes it's, a setter or something else inside your coaching business. And what you tend to find is that sometimes you're holding on to people because, number one, the time and effort it would take to retrain somebody or find somebody different. Second of all, because you like them, you know them, etc. Sometimes you just need to actually look at the team and say, hey, is this a right fit for me and my coaching business? And it doesn't always have to be like, hey, we're no longer working together. Sometimes you can use the Richard Branson approach from one of his first books or autobiographies, where he talks about how instead of just firing somebody as such, he would typically look for a different role within the company that would be better suited to that person to help them succeed within the business as well. So if you really like the person, you want to continue working with them, finding that different role within the business for them is a really, really good one to do. And it allows you to bring in, the best performers for that position that they were originally in. So whether removing the fluff or it's moving those team members into different parts of the business to allow people who are more efficient with those important tasks to take over. And so by removing the fluff through these 3 steps, you've got products that are the most efficient and the most people want to buy. You've got strategies that are proven to generate clients for your coaching business with full focus on making those the most efficient that they can be and scaling them as much as possible. And then the team members that you have inside the coaching business, whether you're about to hire your first person ever inside your coaching business, or if that's going to happen in 6 months' time, or indeed you're sitting with a team of 24, it doesn't really matter. Your team is now going to become more efficient as well. So by removing the fluff, some people think that to take your coaching business to the next level, it's about what can I add in, but it's actually first of all about what can you remove, all of the fluff that you can remove from the business. So that is step 1. Number 2 is to identify repeatable, profitable, and scalable strategies. These are strategies that you can do often and get a lot of people through them with a very high probability of success, because they've been successful in the past. Now, these might be things that you've already done, or indeed, they may be things that you haven't done, but you've seen out there that they work for other coaches. So you give them a bit of a test, and when they work well, then identify them as one of your repeatable, profitable, and scalable strategies. You want to identify those so that you can put full focus into them. Like I said before, the majority of coaches that we work with that are doing multi-six, deep multi-six, or 7 figures inside their coaching business, they're doing less strategies than most other coaches who are earning less. And the reason why they're able to scale faster is because they are not spreading themselves thin with a whole bunch of different strategies that are one-time strategies, or strategies that, they're testing out and always looking for the next thing. Instead, they can identify a small amount of strategies with us that we cherry pick and put onto their game plans. And when they're all working, then we simply go into refining and scaling said strategies. So that's why you see coaches that have been working with us for 3, 4, 5 years, they're still using a lot of the strategies that we used on their first ever 6-week game plan that they ever had with us. And the reason being that, sure, there's tweaks here and there as things evolved and the marketplace evolves, and even the feedback from their strategies evolve as well. We tweak them and we optimize them on a month-to-month basis, but the strategies stay the same. For instance, a live masterclass, the same live masterclass with the same title that was running 3 years ago could easily be running today, but we might have tweaked the slides, we might have tweaked the automations with things in the marketing space that are now available that weren't available 3 years ago. We'll have brought them in with the new ad strategies that are available today versus 3 years ago. They will now be in place to lower the cost per lead and increase the volume of opportunity, but the strategies can stay the same. So you need to identify your small handful of repeatable, profitable, and scalable strategies. These can be live masterclasses, free challenges, lead magnet funnels. It can be organic strategies like super spike offers, even doing an Instagram poll every single day, but changing the question to increase the volume of opportunity, to increase the amount of conversations that you can have with people who are warm, following you, hanging on your every word, all of these great things. There's so many strategies out there. We've got like 200 inside and outside of ads that we teach across organics, socials, email marketing, of course, ads and funnels, because the 90-day Ads and Funnels Mastermind. But even when people graduate from the 90-day Ads and Funnels Mastermind and come into the full private coaching, we now have over 200 strategies that we cherry pick from for each individual coach. No one size fits all. It's all about customization. It doesn't matter whether you work with us or not. Take the lesson away from this. The lesson is that you need to find the strategies that are right for you, not the strategies that somebody else out there who has a one size fits all is telling you is the only way to grow a coaching business. It doesn't exist. 100% of strategies out there work to some extent, but it's for how many coaches and how many niches and how many price points do these strategies work for. So every coach that comes to us, because we've got such an array of strategies that we can cherry pick from that are fully templated and ready to rock and roll, we get to say, okay, that coach is in this space, working with this demographic, with a product that's this style, so group, one-to-one or fully automated, and it's at this price point. And we can cherry pick the strategies that would work for that coach in that space selling that product. It's got to be unique to yourself and your market, okay? It's not just like you hear 5-day challenges work, but you work with high-end corporates that are 55 years old and older. 5-day challenges are not going to work for you. It's not going to be the right fit for you. So you need to do live masterclasses or even lead magnet funnels or maybe some other ad-based strategies that are going to work for you. So find your hyper repeatable strategies that you can have in your coaching business. You want to find typically 4 to 6 strategies is more than enough for you to have an array of opportunity across every single month. It's almost like spreading your bets without having to spread yourself too thin. And you can go into every single month knowing these are great working strategies. All I need to do is, if it's an ad strategy, turn the ads back on. Literally flick a switch back on, and I'm going to get another 500 to 1,000 leads that come through in the next 7-day period. Or indeed, it could be through social media, and you could say, hey, super spike offers work incredibly well for me. Every single month, we're going to put out a super spike offer. We're going to change the positioning of it. So we're repositioning our core product as a new one-time opportunity to increase the lead flow, people flying off the fence into the DMs with the word interested. Find those ones for you, pinpoint them, and then really focus on utilizing those every single month and taking them to the next level. Number 3 here is quite nicely followed on from the last one, which is to scale your hyper repeatable systems with advertising. Many of the strategies that we actually pick for you inside the Ads and Funnels Mastermind, first of all, and even if you're working with us in closer contact inside the private coaching or systems of scale thereafter, we'll find things that when they're successful for your business, that we find ways of throwing fuel on the fire so that infinitely more people can actually experience them. So if you have a great strategy that worked really well for your warm audience when you put it out on social media, we show you ways of getting that in front of hundreds of thousands or even millions of people through advertising. The same thing is true with live masterclasses, 5-day challenges, lead magnets, and many other of the ad-based strategies that we start with. These strategies are all about refining first, proving the system, but then it's all about scaling. So we typically say that you're running this ad strategy for no more than 48 to 72 hours before the first ads review that we do. And then from there, we're making refinements, and then we let them run for another 2 days, more refinements, and then another 2 to 3 days, and that takes us to 7 days. We've already had 3 ad reviews at that point. We've refined them and tweaked them to hopefully get the cost per lead, depending upon the niche, somewhere in the region of 50 pence to £1.50. So that would be like 65 cents to about $2, right? Depending upon where you are in the world. When that happens, then it's all about taking things to the next level. So instead of spending $10 per day or $15 per day or $20 per day, we want to spend 40, 50, 60, 70, 100, 200, $300 per day as we scale these, because the cost per lead, the volume of opportunity is so unbelievably high. So the cost per lead is really low and the volume of opportunity is so high. We usually slowly scale initially as well. So we're scaling slowly when we've got great cost per lead because we want volume of opportunity to increase. But when we really put the foot on the gas, this is typically when we've already got a really strong ROI. So it's not just a great cost per lead, but it's already been proven that these leads turn into clients at a 5, 10, 15, 20, 25x return on ad spend. That's when we're taking these coaches to 100, 200, 300, $500 per day on their ad spend. We do that when the ROI is so unbelievable that we want more of that. So it's not we want more leads, it's we want more clients. So sure, identify your repeatable, profitable, and scalable strategies, your small handful, 3 to 6 most typically, 4 to 6 is what we aim for inside the private coaching. But when you have those, whether they're an ad strategy, which obviously you're going to scale through ads, or it's an organic strategy that may have the ability to be advertised as well, boost post strategies, we've got multiple boost post strategies. Facebook actually did a new update around 3 months ago, albeit that it was rolled out over accounts over the last 3 months anyway, which actually allowed for many of the boost post strategies that you would usually have done inside Instagram to now take place inside Ads Manager, with much more focus on the placements, much more focus upon the targeting and many other things, which has been absolutely tremendous. I'll probably do another video on that. Let me know if down below if you want me to do a video on that new ad strategy that's come through as well. Number 4 is to use SOPs to remove time-consuming parts of your marketing. And this can be inside and outside of your marketing, to be honest. This can be anything within your business that can be built into a standard operating procedure, which, by the way, is nothing more than the first time that you do it, download Loom, which, by the way, if you're using Chrome, is completely for free, and hit record. And literally just record yourself doing it, speak over the top so that you can pass that on to a VA or somebody in your family or somebody who wants to take on some of those tasks. Sure, you're going to have to pay for that to happen, but it usually doesn't cost a lot for many of these types of tasks to be pushed on to somebody else for them to take them over and to be able to save you a mountain of time. And how does this help you grow your coaching business? In a few ways. Number 1, you're going to be more fulfilled by having less of the busy work to actually do. So your enjoyment inside the coaching business is going to go through the roof. Number 2, you're going to remove all of that time for things that can be passed on to somebody else with probably a better result because they're focused upon it and they're not rushing through it. And instead, you're going to be able to allocate that time to other and more important tasks inside the coaching business that can lead to more revenue. And thirdly, there's also the fact that you removed the resistance around the strategy. So if every single time your repeatable strategy, let's just use for instance a live masterclass. Your live masterclass, if you're working with us, we would give you the slides, we would give you the pitch, we would give you the emails to hype it up, we'd give you the emails when somebody opts in, we'll give you the follow-up emails, we give you DM scripts, we give you everything. It's like literally start to finish from somebody not even knowing that this exists, right through to DM scripts to convert people into clients on the other side. However, if you have to do every single piece of that puzzle every single time, it might take you, not a lot of time, but it might take you a few hours the second time and third time and fourth time and fifth time and sixth time that you actually run said masterclass. The masterclass is going to be exactly the same every time. The same content, the same pitch, the same emails, everything is going to be exactly the same every time. However, it may take you 3 hours every single time you run a masterclass to schedule in all your emails and follow-ups and different bits and pieces. However, if the first time that you actually schedule everything in, you hit record on your screen with Loom and you talk over the top and you say, okay, so I'm scheduling this in 2 days out, I'm scheduling this in 1 day out, I'm scheduling this on the morning of the masterclass, I'm scheduling this 15 minutes before I go live, I'm scheduling this as a follow-up on the other side, this is what I need to do. If there's a group, then things that need scheduled inside there, and many other parts of the overall strategy. If you record it, right, so you have the images, you have the emails, you have everything written out, and you record yourself scheduling all of these things, it can then get passed on to somebody else. The first time I run any 5-day challenge or 3-day challenge or 10-day paid challenge or live masterclass, the first time I ever do it, I write every single piece of the puzzle myself, I schedule it all in myself, but I record myself doing it, and then I pass it on to the VA from there, so that the VA can schedule everything in for the next time and the next time and the next time. No longer do I or yourself have to look at a live masterclass as something that takes you 3 hours to prep. Instead, now all you need to do is literally show up and know that there's going to be 50 to 200 people there every single time that you do it. The same ads can be used, the same emails can be used, the same slides, the same pitch, the same follow-up strategies, every single piece of the puzzle can be exactly the same. But guess what? You've removed the majority of the time associated with running said strategy. It can literally come down to nothing more than showing up for that hour live. So if you want to take things to a whole new level next year, I give you 3 big reasons for using SOPs. Use SOPs. You don't need to have a £5,000 a month or $5,000 a month wage bill or payroll. Instead, it can be very, very low cost to outsource these pieces of the puzzle, but it'll help you find so many more hours in your business for higher value tasks, and it will remove all the resistance around doing these strategies that are proven to work and proven to get clients frequently. Number 5 is to be as diligent about your time outside of the business as you are about the time inside of the business. Now, I've thought about doing a complete breakdown as a YouTube video showing my Monday, my Tuesday, my Wednesday, my Thursday, my Friday. I have a template for exactly what I'm doing at 7 a.m. on Tuesday, what I'm doing at 11 a.m. on Thursday. I know exactly what I'm doing every single week. It's categorized based upon certain types of things that I'm doing inside the business. It goes across time spent coaching clients, taking calls, time spent creating content, time spent optimizing my ads. Every single thing is there. If you're interested in me doing that full breakdown, let me know in the comments below. And if there's enough people that are interested in it, I'll literally pull back the curtain and show you what my full week looks like, start to finish. And I think you'll be pretty shocked at how efficient it is and the amount of working hours I have in my coaching business to be able to maintain this level of, not just maintain, to consistently grow this coaching business month on month, quarter on quarter, year on year. It's about being efficient with your time, but I also find that a huge proponent of why my time is so well spent is what we've gone through here today. Like, this could easily be the most valuable video that I've ever put together, to be honest. But simultaneously, it's step number 5. It's being diligent about that time outside of the business, making sure that it is hyper fulfilling so that my energy is sky high and I'm excited about getting back to work the next day. So the next day when I get out of bed, I don't feel resentment to the coaching business because I'm not getting to spend time with my wife, my son and my cat and hobbies and being in the gym and things that I love. All of those things are meticulously planned, right? It might not be down to exactly like what I'm doing with my son at 2 p.m. on Thursday, but it's like spend time with him from 12 p.m. right through till 7 p.m. when he goes to bed. I know that time is allocated and I look forward to it and I get excited about it, and I'll be doing it today, for instance. I'll be going downstairs in a wee while and I'll be spending the entirety of the afternoon with my son, and I'll be so fulfilled because of it. But the time is planned. I know that's what I'm doing. I'm not going downstairs and going, I wonder what I'll do with the rest of the day. I know I'm spending time with him. And I know I'm going to absolutely love it and enjoy it and be so fulfilled because of it. And when you're diligent with the time that you're spending, your health can go through the roof, your energy can go through the roof, your sleep can go through the roof. All of these things can take you and your energy and your happiness to the next level. And that's not only going to affect you, it's going to affect the people around you. And it's not only going to affect you and the people around you, it's going to affect your business, because you're going to be positively impacted in your working hours because of all that time that you get outside of the business to recharge, feel fulfillment in different areas of your life. So as promised, that's 5 ways to make this year the biggest year in your coaching business ever, with a little bit of spin on it, on fulfillment, happiness, energy levels, and things that are also important to the human being that is listening to this right now. If, of course, you're interested in building any of the repeatable systems that we talked about inside here, 100% customized directly for yourself, I'll drop some links below to, first of all, the Ads Funnels Mastermind if you're interested in coming working with us closely, or indeed if you want to just jump on for a 20-30 minute call with us and get crystal clear on, out of the 200 strategies that we talked about, the perfect ones just for you, and specifically the ad strategies that would complement them as well. We do 20 to 30 minute completely free ad strategy sessions. I'll drop a link down below. These are actually no pitch, and people always go, how does that work? How can that be beneficial to your business? Most people actually at the end of the call ask us if we can tell them what it would look like to work closely together when they have their mind blown in that 20 minutes. And then further to that, those who go away typically come back with amazing results from what we went through, and then they're asking how can they work with us in the future anyway. So we don't have to pitch on that call for it to be very good for our business, but it also is one of those moments where we can unapologetically pay it forward, and more comes back on the other side. So if you're interested in a no pitch, hyper valuable call for 20-30 minutes pinpointing the perfect strategies just for you and your coaching business, then I'll drop that link down below as well. Other than that, everybody have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video.